you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight over the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does the star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the lands of the free and the home brave? Yes. Yes. You think I could just play any anthem from any song? I don't think so. It's gotta be copyright free. How is everyone doing today? I hope everyone is doing swell and well. And the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night. How dare you talk about Abrams' cat? Stacey Abrams is my Abrams. Stacey Abrams is my Abrams. And your Abrams of the free and the home of the and dentist and free speech. Is there anything more beautiful than that? This is the Derek O'Shea Show. Yeah. Welcome to the revolution. What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Derek O'Shea Show. Hope you guys are having a freaking fantastic day. What's today? It's Monday. I hope everyone's doing freaking fantastic. We got Willie in the chat. We got Pickles. What's going on? Drop a like. Say hello. Thanks so much. Your show now comes with commercials. Are you happy? I think I meant to turn that off because I don't make that much from Google anyways. I don't really care. But yes, I am happy. It's one step closer to becoming a real show that I can do for the rest of my life. It's the dream. It's what. It's why we do this, isn't it? It's why we do the things that we do. I hope what is everyone's plans? Anyone have plans for Thanksgiving? Anybody not doing anything that serious or having some fun? I'm currently live, as always, on YouTube, Rumble, Twitch, Twitter, Facebook. And so if you're watching on any of those platforms, be sure to drop a like and say hello in the chat because I am monitoring all of them, as they say. Bleeding gums are how breads shall be. A dentist and free speech too. Evan, yeah, dude. What are you guys doing for Thanksgiving? Anything fun? Your mother invited me over? She would, dude. She is so kind and genuine and nice and just a good-hearted, good person. Period. I'm glad she invited you over. It's nice to have it's nice to feel loved by someone, isn't it? Bada boom. What's the biggest plan? What are you guys eating for Thanksgiving? Should I do a show during those times or take it off is the question I've been trying to figure out. I'm not going anywhere for Thanksgiving. I'm just kind of hanging out, having a good time. Is my camera? Okay, yeah. Just pull this down a little bit. Ooh. Okay. think that's good. Ah, perfect. Okay. I'm bringing in lobster mac casserole. Dude, I can't wait to have that. I'm so glad my mom invited you over. Now that I think about it. I'm cooking traditional watch Mystique turkey marathon. What, the turkey marathon? I don't know who you're talking to. What is that? Mastec? I'm so confused. I am genuinely so confused. It's Monday. I hope everyone's doing okay. I didn't get any notifications, and YouTube was like not really having me what time I was live at. So, weird. Not only that, like when I'm looking at let me see what's going on. I just looked at my YouTube, and it says it's like I'm not even live on my YouTube feed. I don't understand. Weird. I don't understand what's going on. I'd love to hang out with you if you get bored. Okay, good. I just wanted to know. I might get bored. I might start drinking and playing games. I'm like dropping like flies. I don't understand what's going on right now. What? I'm having some weird YouTube stuff. Let's see. Let me turn the ads off. Maybe that's it. I don't understand what. Did you guys get a notification when I went live? I don't even see me on like a couple of feeds I'm on to say that I'm live. I don't understand. Weird. Mystery Science Theater Turkey Marathon. Dude, that sounds amazing. Hi, folks. I didn't get notified. Yeah, I'm just looking at that right now. I'm looking at another account that I have just to always see if I'm live or not. And a bunch of stuff isn't really popping through. And so I'm just confused what the heck is going on. Allow comments. Sort by time. Disable comments. Like, I don't... But how you doing, Queen Bird? Like, I normally have more people in this chat, but I don't even... When I go to YouTube, it doesn't even say that I'm live. How weird. Somebody explain that to me. I'm sorry. I'm just really dumbfounded right now. You're live. Okay. I am live, but I just don't understand. Like, I just, I have my other feed queued up right now, and it doesn't even say that I'm live on. Weird. Weird. I'm sorry. I just wanted to figure out what's going on. I just don't understand what's going on because it's not saying I'm live on my own thing. Anyways, I mean, let's start the show. I mean, it's just like, I don't know what the heck's going on. I am live, though. Good. Weird. Huh. Sorry. I'm just trying to figure out why. Yeah, it doesn't even say. It usually has like a little button next to my name if you're live. I don't even see that. See if you have a pulse. You're too dangerous, Derek. The YouTube gods have judged you. I guess. I'm so confused. Because like even if I go to my feed on my YouTube page, it doesn't even say. I don't even see that I'm live. And usually it pops up on my feed. Weird. Freaking weird, dude. Okay. I mean, let's just, let's enjoy the show, I guess. I swear I didn't do anything weird like hide the show, monetization off, live chat almost. Okay, I mean let's start, sir. I apologize. Weird though. I mean I got monetization off. I don't know. Okay, well today I feel like I'm too dangerous. Well, I don't feel like I'm that dangerous. Am I that dangerous? Am I that like fringy of a stream. I feel like I'm the opposite of that. Maybe I'm like sometimes too much on the fence of things. I just don't get it. Hide the laptop with Hunter. Apparently, I don't know what's going on. Okay. Cool. So Biden today did his turkey pardoning the turkeys. Jeez. It's Monday, people. Can we all just like give a round of applause for being alive on a Monday? I mean, we're making it. You're making it. We're trying to do our best right now. As this show is just off to a weird start. But anyways, Joe Biden had some insane quotes today in regards to turkeys. Biden says this in a quote. He says, Biden says, 9.5 million turkeys. I tell you what, that's like some of the countries I've been to. What is he talking about?
9.5 million turkeys a year.
God love you.
God love you. 9.5 million turkeys a year.
About 9.5 million turkeys a year.
God love you. 9.5 million turkeys. I tell you what, that's like some of the countries I've been to. Anyway.
What the heck is he talking about? He pardoned Adam Schiff. Yeah, exactly. As long as he doesn't pardon Stacey Abrams, I think we'll be okay. What the heck is he talking about? God love you. That's almost as many people in the world. ATF is outside. New signal going through your Stingray box. ATF is always outside my house. Your opinions are your own. Very dangerous. Yes. It's amazing how we have grown adults go around and tell you that your opinions, because they're not backed up by expert opinion, whoever these experts are seen as dangerous and unworthy to be welcomed and cherished in our lives. It's very weird. This isn't as bad as saying poop hole country. No, it's not. Isn't that as bad as saying poop hole? I guess, kinda. Calling them a bunch of turkeys. It's good, bro. Watch. Now I'm just trying to find my own feed. Weird. Usually it has like, if you go to your feed, whatever. All right. And then today, Biden also decided to go after Republicans, saying in this quote, the votes are in, been counted and verified. There's no ballot stuffing, no foul play. The only red wave this season is going to be in German Shepherd Commander knocks over the cranberry sauce on our table. In your face, Republicans, you guys suck.
You know, we got to get on with this. First of all, the votes are in. They've been counted and verified. There's no ballot stuffing. There's no foul play. The only red wave this season is going to be a German Shepherd Commander knocks over the cranberry sauce on our table. That will cause... They are big turkeys, aren't they? My fellow Americans, please welcome the 2022 National Thanksgiving turkeys, chocolate and chip.
I love they name the turkeys after literally ice cream that Joe Biden likes, I'm sure. It's like, what do we name our turkeys to resonate with our president? Chocolate chip.
I tell you what, man. They can go wherever they want. Of course, chocolate is my favorite. Chocolate is my favorite ice cream. So
Shut up. Shut up. How did I call that? Stop.
We could have named them Chips and Science.
Naming it Little Girl.
Anyway, would have been good name.
Wait, could have named it what?
Would have been good names as well. But anyway, we could have named them Chips and Science. But anyway.
Chips and Science?
It is my favorite ice cream, so we could have named them Chips and Science, but...
Chips and Science? What is he talking about? Because he's the most scientific president we've ever had? I'm so confused. What is
Anyway, would have been good, but we could have named them Chips and Science, but then.
What is that joke? There's gonna be like some Joe Biden fan that's like, it's very clear that our president is all about the science, so shut your mouth. Naming it little girl would have been too obvious. Computer chips? Yeah, maybe computer chips. Okay, thank you. I guess. Chips a whole. I mean, he didn't clarify. I'm sure there'll be some, fan of his that will just like come around and correct me about about chips. It's just so stupid. He's referring to computer chips. He's referring to potato chips, and he's referring to chocolate chips. But he was thinking of salsa. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, he's thinking of chips and salsa. Have you ever had a good chips and salsa right before your Thanksgiving dinner? While discussing science at the table, it's important to put the science first. Breakfast tacos don't get recognition again. Yeah, exactly. Freaking breakfast tacos, dude. Who doesn't love a good breakfast taco? In fact, that's what I always do with my smoked meat. Like at the end of the day, smoked turkey, smoked brisket or whatever, it always turns into breakfast tacos the next day. Because breakfast tacos, it's basically one step closer to God. Who don't love no breakfast tacos? Also today, Biden decided to talk about children. Like Pickles for Hillary said. Biden says this. Biden says, and this is a quote, "Turkeys interacted with children to show their softer side. Sounds like a flock hoping to come to Washington in 2024. Sounds like another flock hoping to come to Washington in 2024. It's a speech impediment.
That's real hard work. And they interacted with the children to show their softer side. Sounds like another flock hoping to come to Washington in 2024. That's real hard work. And they interacted with the children to show their softer side. Sounds like another flock hoping to come to Washington in 2024.
Republicans are children. In your face. I'm here to bring about civility and peace. God, this president is the most cringe president ever. I can't stand him. He's the worst. I'm just glad he finally let us in on what his favorite ice cream was today. I'm just like so thankful because we've all wondered what his favorite ice cream was.
They can go wherever they want. Of course, chocolate is my favorite. Chocolate is my favorite ice cream. But we could have named them Chips and Science. But anyway.
I'm just so. That was the quote of the day from Biden. The media can stop guessing, can stop wondering, can stop tailgating him, trying to figure it out. We finally got down to the bottom of our president's favorite ice cream. The media can now start investigating and actually asking tougher questions because now we finally know what kind of ice cream he likes. Will Biden going to hire the turkeys for a more diverse administration? Yes. Biden's going to hire all the bird groups, all the bird family groups. And not to be outdone for cringe. Disappointed mint chip is his favorite. Who doesn't love mint chip though? I can't wait. It's just Biden is so cringe. I just don't. I love how people love him. Speaking of insane Biden quotes today. Again, Biden's going with "don't jump off the roof and kill yourself" move to his grandchildren. Because the joke was always funny the first time, and when it works the first time, you must continue to say it over and over again.
That's Well, that's my grandson, Bo, up there, and my granddaughter. Don't let him jump.
What a riot! Oh my god. Every time he says it, an angel gets its wings. I think everyone knows that. I remember when my son Bo was a kid and he loved Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Me too. Shout out to freaking... what is this? His grandkids can't take any more of his sniffing. All the clowns of the press corps are laughing. That is kind of weird. Like, the fact that they cringely laugh at his terrible jokes all the time. Biden's favorite thing to see when he sees anyone from the balcony, he thinks it's funny. It's getting old like him. He's not a stereotypical old man, because old men do make the same jokes over and over again. But it's just a reality thing, unfortunately, about Joe Biden's. And this is another moment in conspiracy theory heaven. I feel like I gotta make a hat. Hold on, I'm gonna change. I gotta make a new hat. I'm gonna be right back on this news story. All right, I'm back. They're trying to escape from the constant showers. Oh my god. I can't even read that. It's amazing. Okay. I feel like I gotta make a new hat for this segment. Do you guys have one of these hats at home? It's important to have your conspiracy theory hat at all times, because you never know when you're gonna need it. You know? It's times like this that make me feel like I need to have one of these hats. And how do you make it at home? Do you use organic tinfoil, or what do you use? I think it's important to ask that. I mean, look at this hat. Look at that. Oh, that's pretty good. It's pretty good. I feel like I gotta lower my chair so we can see it. Wait, or I could just make my screen higher. How about that? I feel like that would be a better move. Oh. Okay. Now's the time to put on your hats. Hunter turned mine into a crack pipe. Oh my god. Yeah. After you're done with your conspiracy theory, you can just turn it into that. Praise God, dude. Praise God. We can all just do that. All right, everyone, put your hat on just for safety. You never know when you're gonna need it, and right now you might. Again, this is to keep out the demons and keep out the misinformation thoughts that could enter your mind with this picture. Because this picture isn't just any picture. It's a picture that is startling. It's scary. It burns your eyes when you see it. It makes you feel uncomfortable at night thinking about it. It's disgusting to the touch and petrifying upon seeing it with your eyeballs. Look at this picture with slowly open. I would keep your eyes closed for a minute and then slowly open your eyes as you decide that you're ready to watch. But watch this. In 3, 2, 1, 0. Oh, it's disgusting to look at. Can somebody tell me what this is? I've seen comments like cheap human suit, a mask. Like, look at this. Okay, this is not just, see, okay, you can see it in this picture right here. Like, what's that by his ear? It's very flat. And then you zoom in. What's that? What's that? What is that? Someone says earpiece, secret earpiece. I don't know, but I'm scared. I'm nervous. That's the USB port to charge his brain. He's due for a recharge. A meat puppet. It's scary. I mean, it's a real picture, but your thoughts and your ideas are your own, because I'm not sure. All I know is it makes me uncomfortable. This thing is like slowly going down. It needs like Cialis or something. It's like, it's very embarrassing. You know, all men struggle with this. All men deal with this kind of stuff. That's a Band-Aid keeping his brains in. Yeah, maybe you're right. maybe it's a Band-Aid. It's a tab that he can pull his mask off easier at night. What's on the inside though? Is it a lizard person? I don't know. All I know is I'm nervous, and it makes me have the EBGBs. I kind of like the USB port, the Band-Aid. That's great. All I know is you need to get a hat immediately. Immediately, folks. Okay. I feel like I could take off. Hold on. I gotta take off. I gotta dethrone. We're back. Dear God, that was scary. Some dark times ahead of us, folks. Some freaking dark times ahead of us. That's where they plug him into AI to recharge him. I've got my foil hat on straight. Good. Well, that makes one of us. Check. That makes one of us. Because obviously, I mean, they're messing with my mics too. It gets worse and worse by the second. It's like Men in Black 1, but little alien inside. Oh, yes, yes. The galaxy is on Orion's belt. That's a great movie. Men in Black is a fantastic movie. I think we can all agree on that. Elon Musk implant. Yes, it's Elon Musk implant. That's fantastic. I love those. Like, I think that is a good conspiracy. Like, I love this. It just makes me so happy seeing this kind of stuff. And I love how many people like feel like they need to explain for him or like be like, it's actually, and it's like, just. Can we just laugh at this silly stuff? Isn't that okay? 3 didn't need to be made. Wait, 3 of what? Confused. I think this is always good. And then the conspiracy of Joe Biden with like his earlobes attached and the ones that are like open. I've seen those too. It's just, I don't know which I believe more or I want to. But also Joe Biden today decided that he wants to talk to a turkey. And how did the turkey respond to him? I think it's very important because if a turkey doesn't respect our president, who will?
Anyway, you want to talk?
Joe Biden!
Anyway.
Stupid.
Anyway.
It might be 3. Okay, 3 didn't need to be made. Yeah, you're right. The third one was a little over. Sounds like you have huffed a little helium. Wait, you talking to me? Who hasn't?
Anyway. You want to talk?
Joe Biden!
I also love how many people get triggered by like let's go Brandon and all that stuff. It's so stupid. Let's also talk about this because I feel like I have to because I just feel like maybe this is why YouTube hates me because I don't talk about it enough. The shooting that happened in Colorado Springs. The shooting that happened in Colorado Springs with the gunman that shot that Q Club. I'm just going to come out on a limb and say what needs to be said. That is freaking insane. This person is insane. To the idea that that you have all these prominent leftists, you have all this corporate media going around blaming people like Tucker Carlson and libs of TikTok is stupidity. It's what children do. They try to mash people together as if someone was to listen to my program and then perform an insane, murderous, heinous act and then try to blame me for their own decisions is insane. It's like blaming parents for having addicted children of like narcotics or alcohol or something like that. You are your own person. You make your own decisions. If no one is outright calling for violence, then you cannot blame them. And just because you don't like something doesn't mean that you're going to do something insane. It's like if I didn't like basketball and I just said basketball is so stupid and it's hard, it's bad for the youth and stuff, and then someone did something stupid at a basketball arena, you can't say that it was me. It's ridiculous. But this is where we're at. This is what happens when people try to be the moral police of the day, and then they're conflating it with everything. I've seen it like be put on the same level as like the Great Replacement, illegal immigration. They're putting it on Donald Trump. They're putting it on hate speech. They're putting it on all these things, of course, as always, before we have all the factual information out anyways. But no one is talking about also that this kid made threats. This grown adult made threats to his own family, called in a bomb threat and stuff like that. This kid, this dude, is obviously struggling, had a mental illness, whether it's some kind of psychotic episode, paranoia. I don't know what it is, but everyone is pretending they know instead of actually. I just get so frustrated because I wish people could act like effing adults about this stuff and actually address the issues as opposed to blaming the guns, blaming Tucker Carlson. Like this is what children do. The real issue is the individual and why they perform these acts. It's the same thing when you talk about like gun violence in Chicago. No one wants to have an actual conversation of how to actually stop it. They blame things that are easy targets. I don't know, white supremacy. I don't know, libs of TikTok. I don't know, it's this, and this. And another thing that's like insane to me is that you see all these prominent leftists and stuff on there. They never say it's like these are lone wolf people. They never say like this is an individual acting individually and deciding to perform these insane acts individually. They always say it has to do with a group of people. They want to group people together, but they never did it with stuff like terrorism. When you talked about terrorism, you never said, all Islamic people are terrorists. They're like, hey, these are lone wolf people acting alone, and that's racist to say that. Or you could put any other group in there, but it's when it's a white male, it's like, this is part of a systematic thing that's happening in America. It's ridiculous. I heard Barron Trump dared him to do it, said Reddit. Says Pickles. Exactly. The guy was let off a bomb threat, so the government failed the people. Exactly. Once again, another person that the police were aware of because he was a violent individual. And people are just like, this makes no sense. This is new things. But here are some of our clips today that I think is important to go through because I don't want to just, speak for myself and have an adult conversation. I think it's important to bring in the children that try to understand this situation because they want to put you in a box. They want to put all these people in a box. It's almost like they want to round you up and throw you in a camp because if we can put you in a camp, we can re-educate you to believe and say the things what you say. It's like these people, it's like if you are against the way someone lives, that doesn't make you a violent person. That doesn't make you want to do violent things. It's stupid. I want to stop shooting, disband the FBI, I wish. All right, here's some of these clips today. It's like, of course, the view is insane. But, Here's something insane.
For who they were, and someone came to that place.
And that's what's so sad. And I don't know that they hide behind religion, because I said this on this show once before. Jesus would be the grand marshal at the Pride Parade.
I don't mean about gay people. I mean in every argument we have.
But here's
we weaponize religion.
Here's my question.
But it's wrong.
If you're so afraid, why are you going over there?
Yeah.
If they scare you so much, leave them alone. When stuff scares me, I leave it alone. If I don't want to be bothered, I don't go there. See, that's the problem. You don't want to just have your feelings. You want everybody else to join you. And you know what? You can scream, you can cuss, you can do all the things that you say. But you know what? Gay people are here.
Again, they're trying to... Agreed, mostly blame the same easy old crap. Exactly. Because it's an easy narrative, and they're too weak-minded to think through some of this stuff, because they don't want to actually address the real issues in our culture today and things that are happening today. I mean, we just saw a guy drive a car into an Apple store. I mean, it's insane the things that are happening. Blame the individual. Don't try to figure out... not everyone is being groomed by these people. Sometimes, like, an individual will take something that they disagree with, or something that makes them mad, or any kind of philosophy they can get their hands on, and then they themselves can take the fringe part of that idea and get angrier and angrier by the minute, to the point where they decide to act on their own. Nobody, I've seen these like corporate media, like blaming like Lauren Boebert, blaming, like I said, Tucker Carlson, and here is Whoopi Goldberg saying people are just scared. They're homophobic. They're LGBTQ plus phobic or whatever. Like, you are afraid of these people. Like, you want to get rid of. It is a deranged lunatic, an evil human being that decided to do an evil act. And this person has a history of doing evil acts or wanting evil done that aren't just LGBTQ plus, that are also people like his own effing family. No one wants to have a conversation about that part. But we want to talk about this part because it fits our narrative that these people in this camp are disproportionately attacked more than any other camp. And so if it makes sense, we're going to conflate it and blow it up as much as possible. What's up, Papa? Why blame the individual when you can attempt to brainwash the masses? Exactly. It's part of a religion. This fits in to our orthodoxy. And this is what we believe. Now, bend on one knee and pray to God for your forgiveness. And when I say God, I mean Klaus Schwab. Great, they're going to ban SUVs and hammers now. God. Blame the inanimate object. Blame an entire group of people. Because if you just focus on the individual and try to figure out, was this person on prescriptions? Was this person using drugs? Was this person on prescriptions and using drugs at the same time? Was this person... should this person been in psychiatric care? Should this person, was this person diagnosed with anything? No, we don't want to talk about that kind of stuff, because that stuff will mean that maybe we messed up along the way, or this person could have gotten help and decided not to get help, or we can have a conversation about that. No, it's all these white supremacists that are everywhere. They're everywhere. But I'm going to keep listening, because I think it's important to hear this kind of insane ideology. Remember when Whoopi wanted the masses to think the Holocaust didn't have to do anything with race? Yeah, she's on the genius spectrum.
You're not going anywhere. There is nothing you can do. You know, you can yell and scream, but, you know, as the Lord, as everybody was talking about, you know, made in God's image.
Yep.
Made in God's image. There are no but except for. There's none of that.
No.
Keep that in mind when you're trying to figure out where you stand as a human being, let alone a Christian. We'll be right back.
The media only cares if the violent perpetrator was white. Oh, well, it's not even just that. if he's a white Christian male, or professes to be Christian, or goes to church, or has some kind of history that he has Ben Shapiro on his listen or his watch list or whatever, then we'll have a conversation about it, because it fits our narrative, and it means that the Democrats can have more power, because then people will fear for their lives if they don't vote Democrat. This is, if you continue to vote for Republicans, you're going to get more of this. But if you vote for Democrats, well, we're going to stomp this kind of violence. Isn't Whoopi converted to you? Yeah, something like that. All right, now we have, I told you I had some clips lined up. Now we have a former FBI assistant director for counterintelligence, so you know you can trust him, on MSNBC. Again, one of the greatest news sources known to mankind. He says this: and he's referring to the Colorado Springs shooter, if a consumer of the people, if the Colorado Springs shooter is a consumer of the people we just rattled off, from Lauren Boebert to Tucker Carlson, again, he's saying if this man listened to Lauren Boebert, he voted for her, or put up pictures because she's a babe, or goes on Tucker Carlson and puts all of this, then let's have a trial. Let's take them to trial. These people should face civil consequences from their victims. And why should they face it? Have these people called for violence? No. Why would you do that? But here is our MSNBC. Ready?
And then the theory is, if you're fearful enough, you're not going to push back. But what we need to see happening is the exact opposite. We need to see accountability and consequences. So first, a real quick hate crime charge here on top of the homicide charges. I applaud that. That tells me prosecutors and police, they found quickly what they needed.
Is Colorado Springs even in her district? No.
That means they know this was prosecutors and police. They found quickly what they needed. That means they know this was a bias crime. This is likely, and since we've heard reports that the subject isn't cooperating with police, that means they likely found clear and convincing evidence on his devices. If he's a consumer of the people we just rattled off, from Lauren Boebert to Tucker Carlson, let's get it out. Let's get it out at trial. Let's expose it for what it is, name it and shame it. He's a consumer of these people, and those people should face civil consequences from the victims. Oh,
God. I just feel like it's amazing how many people call themselves experts or adults, and they rattle off this kind of insane crap, because it is crap, because it diminishes the victims and it takes away from the actual crime and why it happened, because it dumbs it down and it makes it more simple to digest, because we're all just children and we can't actually handle real world problems. And that's a problem. And it should be a problem. We should act like it's a problem. I am concerned about what happened, but I'm also even equally as concerned about the reaction to something like this happening. Because based on the reaction, it tells me we'll never solve these kind of things. We'll just constantly blame stuff. So you're saying that if a leftist, which happened a lot in the summer of love, leftists went around and shot people and killed people, destroyed stuff, then you're saying that we should get in and figure out, oh, you listen to Joe Biden or Kamala Harris help bail you out. Maybe we should do civil prosecutions for those people. And then we just continue down the loop of, oh, what podcast is this evil person listening to? And then we'll figure out who these people we need to take down, because we're the adults in the room. Again, with my podcast, do not commit acts of violence. Do not commit crimes. Okay, that should clarify and take away anything from me. I would never tell you to do this kind of thing. I would never tell you to commit any act of violence. Ever. It's not my vibe. It's not my forte. I'm not a violent person. I would the only time I get violent is protecting another human being. That is my prerogative. That's my personality. I would never just get in a fight with a dude just to get in a fight. That's not me. He is also a consumer of Biden propaganda when we are going to start to blame that old Richard. Yeah, exactly. Like, well, okay, so he listened to Joe Biden at some point. He watched John Wick at some point. He watched The Matrix at some point. He listened to Marilyn Manson. He all these, like, this is what children do, because we feel more comfortable if we could just put someone in a box. I mean, it's what people do with my podcast. They're like, "What are you, man? What are you?" And like, they just like, hey, if I can't put you in a box, I can't feel safe, and I can't blame a person because it's not actually the individual that creates the sinful act. It's a systematic approach. It's always a system. That's why they can't look at the individual ever for anything in society. They always look at the group. We're all feeling this way. We all vote for this thing. It's not just this person feels this way. Oh, we have a black conservative and a black progressive. No, they're not a real black. You know what I mean, bro? It's like, it's just so ridiculous how stupid we are as a human group. It makes me annoyed and angry, and it creates more anxiety in people's life, because if it doesn't fit you, if you're like, hey, I watched Tucker Carlson, I voted for Lauren Boebert. I didn't, because I'm not in her like in that district. But like, and then you're like, wait a minute, are you saying that I'm the same person as that insane individual who created that insane act? And they're like, yeah, which is so dumb. I've learned to kill by watching Rambo. Yeah, exactly. I've learned to kill because I've watched Hunger Games. You know, Hunger Games really, you drove me to do stupid stuff. You see there, how dare you bring up Keanu Reeves in this? He's a treasure. You're right. Derek is an extremist. I'm an extremist for getting down to the truth. That's an extremist. But I'm not done yet, okay? There are still more clips to go through. I am not done. NBC's Ben Collins says all ages an all-ages drag brunch, because they tried to conflate this kid as this dude is going around killing because of drag brunch hour, of course. And so now it's not that they know, they're just, just making up stuff as they go, because white supremacist hates gay and lesbian and trans people, listens to Tucker Carlson, probably listens to Joe Rogan, probably subscribes to the Daily Wire, definitely watches Steven Crowder, probably dabbles in a little bit of Tim Pool. I don't know. We should go after all these people. Definitely an Alex Jones supporter. Probably thinks Alex Jones should be on Twitter. Those type of people. Those are the people we got to go after. But he continues to go, all ages drag brunch, that a child might go to a meet and meet a drag queen. Just show them that they are human beings and people. They go around and read Dr. Seuss. This is what a drag brunch hour is, according to this guy, Ben Collins at NBC. Not that there hasn't been like tons of drag brunch hours where, people are twerking on other people and stuff like that. This is just a right-wing conspiracy. Then he continues, it's not some hyper-sexualized event, but that's what it's viewed as by the far right. Yes, there are drag brunch hours where they just read books. That is true. But then there are, if we could be honest, there are over hyper sexualized events that children are being invited to. There is actual footage of this. This isn't just me making it up or reading it on a paper like, okay. No, it makes sense. This is how insane we are. You're a gunfire louder when you watch Steven Crowder. He's probably a hard lefty, Sam Sater, or good buddy, Shank. Who knows? And again, who cares? If he is a far leftist, I don't care. I'm just saying this guy is an insane individual. Can we all just agree on that? Nah. He's probably part of some kind of cult. And if they do find out that this guy was listening to Young Turks or something like that, that story will slowly go away anyways. But I think it's important to hear this because they're all conflating it to the same thing. They think it's these right-wing people like libs at TikTok that are posting videos about drag brunch hour. This is to blame for this insane individual. But no, that's not to blame because we're not children.
How significant are those two dates?
Yeah, and also hours before what they called an all-ages drag brunch, which is probably the number one target of these anti-LGBTQ events recently. Like, for example, the Proud Boys will go and protest any drag brunch, any...
Again, protesting. Isn't it okay to protest? I thought that was a basic right of the United States. No, it's not. You're not allowed to protest because protesting is violence. By just saying you don't agree with somebody else, that is basically violence in these people's eyes. They want to stomp you out. They want to get rid of you. They want to put you in a camp because you, by going to a drag brunch hour and saying, I don't think children should go to this event, is the same thing as murdering people. That's seriously how these people think. They conflate the two together. It's insane. Because it's all about propaganda. It's all about the narrative. It's all about pushing and prodding and making you believe this kind of insane logic, because it is insane.
Any drag story hour, anything that a child might go to meet a drag queen, not, just to show them that they're human beings and people. They go there and they read Dr. Seuss there. They read regular books, but it's read by a drag queen, and they have breakfast. It is not some hypersexual event, but that's what it's viewed as on the far right. And
maybe we get to a point in our society where we could be open and honest about both sides, even if our side is being a little crazy and being a little wonky, and that we can call them our side out for their own insanity. And you could say things like, you know what, there are story brunch hours where it's just a story. But then there are some where it's over-sexualized and there's twerking and children are putting dollars into bras and stuff like that. It's all good. Shut up, Derek. Stop trying to make sense of this whole thing, because you can't with propaganda, because it's built on lies. And I apologize that I'm trying to do that, but I feel like I'm taking crazy pills at this moment. West says, insane in the midbrain, crazy times, got no brain. Crazy, insane, got no brain. I feel like I'm there.
These spaces have become dangerous places of real-life information warfare. There's Proud Boys showing up on one side. Sometimes people, like local Antifa members, show up on the other side as a way to...
And that's okay. It's okay. It's okay to have protesting on two sides. I thought that was an okay thing. I thought that was incredibly American. It's great. That's how it should be. Nah, how dare you shut your mouth.
Becomes a place where kids aren't safe, not because of the event itself, but because of this culture war that's been propped up on top of it. And that's not something that should happen. This is not something, these people should be able to live their lives without fear of being murdered, literally. But right now, that's the sort of climate that's been created by anti-LGBTQ protesters and, frankly, bigots.
Oh, God. It's just... these people's jobs are ridiculous. All right, and I saved the best clip for last. Thank you, Pickles. I totally agree with you. I wish I could say that out loud. Okay. I just, Okay, well, now we're going into this part. We got an NBC News senior news reporter, Brandy Zeronzi or something, blames libs of TikTok and Tucker Carlson for the mass shooting over the weekend. This is stupid. This is insane. When someone tried to kill one of our SCOTUS appointees, no one blamed, I don't know, Media Matters or CNN or MSNBC. People just said, you know what, that person's insane. But this is what the left does. This is what liberals do. This is what legacy media does, corporate media, whatever you want to call these people. This is what they do because their brain is so small and they care more about lying to you, keeping the propaganda going, and creating more anxiety in your life, so you look to them for the answers. And you look to them to be the moral police of the day. And this is what she says, okay? It starts with smaller accounts online like Libs of TikTok. It moves to right-wing blogsphere and then ends up right-wing blogsphere. I don't know, do you include me in this? Do you include other podcasts like this in this? This is podcasts like myself that I've clearly said over and over again. Do not commit acts of violence. Because that's stupid, and that's bad, and that's evil. You shouldn't do that. And then she says, and then it ends up on Tucker Carlson, because at the end of the day, the foundation of all insanity is Tucker Carlson in these people's eyes. But listen to this clip, because this is, okay, and again, this is NBC. This isn't some weird podcast in the backyard of some dude getting stoned by himself, just rattling off nonsense. This is freaking people that make 3 times more than you to spout out this nonsense.
Randy, explain that when you hear that, your reaction to it, and then kind of walk us through how rhetoric online, rhetoric from politicians can ultimately trickle down into real life, and seeing examples of what happened over the weekend.
I love that little, is that a question, or are you telling her what to say before you say it? But continue.
Yeah, the response is heartbreaking. I mean, it's a group of marginalized, vulnerable people who are disproportionately the victims of these sort of hate crimes, who are just simply saying, please stop. Please stop making money and gaining political power on our backs and on violence against us. And seemingly...
What's up, Russian man? It's called program for a reason. God, that's a spot-on chat. God, that's spot on. All right.
On violence against us. And seemingly the answer...
Whoa, against us. Now we know we are brought on this program.
Political power on our backs and on violence against us. And seemingly the answer from everybody is no, we won't stop that because it's too politically expedient, or it makes us too much money and we don't want to, or we don't know how.
I'm sorry, I have to start that over again. It's just, is she saying that we're not going to stop this kind of stuff happening because we're more concerned about money than stopping whatever hate speech she's talking about? Or, and again, it's not necessarily people saying hateful stuff. They bring the same people that just disagree with them as hateful. And that's always like the biggest problem. Thank you for subscribing. Okay.
These sort of hate crimes, who are just simply saying, please stop. Please stop making money and gaining political power on our backs and on violence against us. And seemingly the answer from everybody is no, we won't stop that because it's too politically expedient, or it makes us too much money and we don't want to, or we don't know how. I've been following this since about March and April. We follow, online hate trends, I guess, and since April.
Oh my God. Imagine that's your whole job, is to follow online hate trends. What does that even mean? Hate trends? How about being hateful against white supremacy? I don't know.
April and March, really, the LGBT community has been the main focus of this hatred. It starts, if there is a pipeline. I'm online a lot, maybe too much, and I don't see a lot of actual hateful content being pushed out. I don't actually see that. Maybe it's because my sphere, it does include the people she's about to name. I'm just going to reject that. Is it me, or does Derek's voice sound funny tonight? Does it sound funny? Why is it so funny? Now you're making me... everything she's talking about is political trends. Yes. Very true. Okay. Does it still sound funny? I don't want it to sound... Why does it sound funny? I'm confused. As everyone else says, it sounds funny. I don't know, it's up a little loud, but... Now I'm wondering. Now you got me thinking. There we go. Oh no, does it sound like crap all day? That's better? What the frick? Okay. All right. Dang, I was like on one. All right. Okay. And then we continue. All right. All kinds of weaponized, politically motivated talk going on and no information. Yes. Okay. And this is where she just continues to get more insane by the moment. It starts from some smaller accounts online, like Libs of TikTok. It moves to the right-wing blogosphere, and then it ends up on Tucker Carlson, or it ends up out of a right-wing politician's mouth. And it's a really dangerous cycle that does have real-world consequences.
Blaming Libs of TikTok, who just take videos that people voluntarily put online. They themselves, they take their video camera and they take a picture of themselves, they take a video of themselves, and then they put it on TikTok for the entire world to see. And then also in saying that is the problem, that's what hate speech is. That's all she does. She might add a caption like, look at this insane teacher or something like that, but that's all she does. She doesn't say, look at this insane teacher, we should all go murder this person. She doesn't say that crap because that would be insane. I feel like you can clip that and take it out of context. God. All right. And then blaming a right-wing blogosphere who says things like, I don't think kids should go to drag brunch hour because I don't think it's good for their mental health, or I don't think it's good that they need to be concentrating even on sexual acts at such an early age. They shouldn't be asked, who do you want to have sex with as a child, because their brain is still developing and they're starting to acknowledge and come to terms with the basic fundamentals of life, like learning to trust somebody, learning to not trust somebody, learning to build community, learning to share. These are what children are focusing on, not, hey, who do you want to have sex with in the room? Who are you most sexually attracted to? Oh, how dare you say that? That's hate speech. How so? I don't know, but it goes against what I believe, and that's what hateful about it. Oh, so I'm just supposed to agree with everything you say, and if I don't, it's hateful, and I'm part of the problem. Okay, I see where this ends up in the history books because I've read history. So, well, as long as you're on the right side of history, it doesn't matter if you're in the gulag or not. And then she blames somebody like Tucker Carlson. Why does she blame Tucker Carlson? Because Tucker Carlson is the Joe Rogan of conservatism. He's the most viewed person, and so what an easy target. Just lay the foundation. Because Tucker Carlson says insane things like, I don't think a kid should go to a drag brunch hour, and I don't think that's what good parenting is. Or I think Americans should be able to afford livelihoods. I think America first is utmost first thing priority. And he is one of the people that they constantly flip his words because they are children and they don't know what to do with this stuff. And again, I'm going to finish with saying just this in this part. I'm done harping, and because I just had to get this crap off my chest because I was watching this. And as you guys know, as somebody who deals with people and does for a living, people that have issues like this, I will tell you that people that are psychotic like this, paranoid like this, have delusions like this, will do insane things because they deserve to be in intense care. But we are in a society today that rather just allow these people to walk the streets, allow them to have the freedom when they need to be in more intensive care. And now there's like the debate going on right now. Should these people be institutionalized? They should at least receive care. They should at least be helped. Because a person like this, with this kind of delusional belief or this kind of insanity, forces them to do stuff. And maybe they aren't that way. Maybe they're just evil. And maybe it could be also this person is experiencing suicidal thoughts or wanting to commit suicide. And they feel like, what a better way to go out than do something like this. And we've put that on the pedestal as well. Can we get to a place in today's world where we actually find out what's the cause of things that are happening that are evil and murderous and insane, instead of just saying, you know what, it's probably a leftist, it's probably a rightist, it's probably a white supremacist, it's probably a black supremacist, it's probably this, it's probably that. Or maybe this person should never have had the freedom to do this kind of stuff because they were putting out bomb threats and they were threatening their family. I don't know. Maybe I'm insane. Maybe I'm crazy. But I just think that we need to have a more serious conversation. You could completely disagree with me, but until we have can be adults when it comes to this crap, when it says like, was he on too much medication? Was he using drugs on medication? What was his family life like? What was his home life like? Was he suicidal at all? Did he have like homicidal thoughts all the time? Did he want to commit acts of violence all the time? These simple questions. But instead, they just think they want to make you believe that he is just this right-wing guy. He's a normal guy. He works for a living, but he listens to Ben Shapiro on his way to work. And those are the type of people committing these acts of violence. Ergo, putting people like me in a bubble, people like you in the bubble, because you're all the same. Frickin' A. I'm done. I'm sorry. I just had to get that the frick off my chest. I'm just like somebody that works with people like this. I cannot take it anymore that these idiots on TV, on podcasts that try to talk about mental health stuff or talk about this kind of crap, and then they have no idea what the frick they're saying. They have no idea what the frick they're talking about. And then they just try to make it out to be this easy, well, if we just do this, it'll all be saved. And they forget that we're dealing with actual human beings that have a mind of their own, and they all struggle differently. And we all have the capacity to not only do evil acts, but also be insane. And that is what we need to have a conversation about. But no, it's just, he was just like you and me. He was just like any average person that listens to Tucker Carlson. Freaking hey. Easy. Wow, easy on them F-bombs. Yeah, sorry about all the frickins. Yeah, they better blame everybody but the person who is responsible for the toxin. Oh, God. Exactly. They always blame everyone else except for the actual individual. Except when, it comes to somebody like a Darrell Brooks. A black man getting in a car and freaking mowing down people on a Christmas parade or a Christmas activity. That person is just an individual doing insane acts, but this person is a white supremacist. If you're not paying attention, I don't know what to say. We're all acting. All we're asking is for them to teach a proper education to our children. Thank you for keeping up the good fight. Hey, thank you. Exactly. I appreciate that. I'm trying to, man. I'm trying to speak actual truth to this power that is corporate media, because they're effing insane. And the reason for 90% of people's anxiety in life is their lies, their propaganda, and they are more happy to pit us against each other than actually getting down to the bottom of what's going on. Yeah, he was molested as a child is what I want. I don't know. He could have had any kind of trauma in his life as a child growing up. Who knows? Again, that's another thing that we should be talking about rather than what podcast was the guy listening to? What was he posting on social media or stuff like that? Because if we get to trauma, drugs, whatever, that stuff gets messy because then, because then it gets harder to blame people, but also besides the person that actually committed it, and drug companies might be called upon to be accountable to that kind of stuff. I don't know. I could just go on about this, about like how we as a culture and a society treat and help the actual mentally ill. Instead, they just like, you know what? He just needs a good home. He just needs a roof over his head and he will be better. No. I mean, this is like the answer for homeless in America. It's like, if we just give them a home, they'll be fine. Yeah, maybe for some, but some have actual mental health issues that need to be solved and need to be fixed or need to be put in an institution so they can live out a life that is safer for them and also safer for people like you and me. Because walking down the street. Instead, we wait for them to commit acts of violence, and then we put them in jails because our jail cell is a better institution than so we have our criminals, our mentally ill, and our drug addicts all in the same place. And we wonder why our justice system isn't that great. Some chicken noodle soup for the soul. You know it, man. Yeah, the drug company should be called to be accountable. I just wonder if he was on drugs. You know, I wonder if he was taking antidepressants or he was taking some other kind of drug. And was he also mixing it with marijuana? Was he mixing it with alcohol? Was he mixing it with other drugs? I don't know. Fentanyl? Who knows? Because usually that's the case. Usually people that are on antidepressants are also mixing it with alcohol, marijuana a lot of the time, or other harsher drugs, and then they get kind of crazy because those two do not mix. God. And we're just like, I don't know what it is. I can't figure it out. Maybe the guy was just a right-wing conspiracy theorist. That's what it was. I swear to God, that's what it was. Can we just talk about this? All right, I got more stuff. I got more clips to go through because God, we need it. I hope everyone is having a good night and enjoying themselves. Drugs always work better when they're combined with other drugs. Yeah, that's define better. Okay. The coming world war will fix everything. You know that's what they're hoping for. Tucker causes lifetime mental issues. Yeah, he does, you know. It's not necessarily Tucker Carlson that's causing mental health issues. It's those daggum MyPillow commercials. If we would just get those off the air, I would be happier. I feel like that's where we're at right now. You know, it's like if we just get those freaking World Weekly News. I got it coming up. Don't worry. All right, here we go. Also, we have our beloved, my favorite vice president of all time. You know her, you love her. Kamala Harris came out today and said, though, isn't she just the best?
Never let anyone take your joy from you.
Yes, Queen.
I call myself a joyful warrior. Right? Never let anyone take your joy from you. You do what you gotta do. And isn't that a wonderful way to live?
Yeah.
To know you have purpose. Never let anyone.
I'm not gonna lie. I agree with that. All right, next clip. Gag puke. It's like gaggy, but also, you know what? Yeah, you're right. Too late. The government is draining the joy right out of me. Exactly. Never don't let anybody take your joy. That being said, gas is going up to $10 a gallon. So let that be the joy of your heart. Down, down, down in my heart. Huh? Down in my heart. Steal a pumpkin, for example. What? Deep thoughts by Kamala Harris. Exactly. They inflated the dollar and deflated the joy in my life. Amen. What? Thank you for smashing those emojis, Willie. Again, if you want to be a supporter of my show and be a part of the secret club that is YouTube Club, it's $4.99 a month, and you can get awesome emojis. And I soon will make more emojis. Got the joy down in. Speaking of joy, our new Republican leader, Kevin McCarthy, he's going on the offense. And he's letting us know what he's going to do. This is the Republicans' plan.
Congressman, let me ask you about your decisions. Should you become the Speaker of the House in January, what are you going to do in terms of these Democrats that you have on such important committees? You've talked in the past about removing Ilhan Omar. You've talked about removing Adam Schiff, about Eric Swalwell. Will you deliver?
Yes, I will. I'll keep that promise. And one thing I said from the very beginning, Eric Swalwell cannot get a security clearance in the public sector. Why would we ever give him a security clearance in the secrets to America?
So he can get some more Chinese babes? Duh.
So I will not allow him to be on Intel. You have Adam Schiff, who had lied to the American public time and again. We will not allow him to be on the Intel committee either. And you look, Congresswoman Omar, her anti-Semitic comments that have gone forward. We're not going to allow her to be on foreign affairs. But we're also going to stand up to what's happening, not just in the halls in Congress, but what's happening into our higher education institutions. The anti-Semitism that's going on these campuses and others. We will investigate that as well and stop this to make sure that America does have the freedom that we said we would keep, and we will stand up to it as we move forward.
He went from like Republican taking out some of our Democrat people from positions they're in to all of a sudden sound like a Democrat at the end. This is our Republican leadership, Kevin McCarthy. Joe Biden said to a child to steal a pumpkin. What? Yeah, smash the like button. Smash it. Smash the like button. Please. Smash the like. Okay. Also, I'm not done with Republicans tonight. We got a few Republican clips to catch up on, because Republicans they're trying to go on the offensive right now. Okay. I don't know. I just don't have a lot of hope in these Republicans. But here is Senator Cruz saying the obvious, saying Republicans need to stand and fight. Don't roll over at everything. Duh.
We need to be smart and think about why these fights happen.
Right.
But number two, we need to fight.
Ew.
Look, if you want to win, Republicans need to stand and fight. We got to stand for something. Don't roll over at everything.
Oh, God. That's so rich coming from you, bro. That's so rich coming from you. Okay. God. It's like some of these Republicans are is that all talk, or can Kevin actually do it? I don't know. Willie. Like, I don't put any faith in any of these politicians except for the ones that they have, the ones that like New York Times will write about or MSNBC will talk about. Those politicians I have more hope for. But if you're not talking about them, then I don't think they'll gonna run and see you again. Hey, Tiger Man, thanks for stopping by, brother. And again, here is God. Okay, now we're getting into the Trump stuff. Now we're for the Trump part, because now like the Republicans are going on the offensive to try to kind of take him out. And when I say Republicans, I'm not talking about the Republicans you're thinking of. I'm talking about people like Chris Christie saying the reason we are losing is because Donald Trump has put himself before everyone else. Last year, Christie, though, stated that the line of Trump supporters starts behind me. So here's Chris Christie. You know him. You love him. Chris Christie.
We keep losing and losing and losing. And the fact of the matter is, the reason we're losing is because Donald Trump has put himself before everybody else. And I understand and believe in so many of the policies that were able to be accomplished during those 4 years. I mourn what more could have been done. And let's remember this. Everything that has happened in the last 2 years is because we lost that election. Everything that has happened in this country.
I mean, Seriously, what a stupid thought. I'll tell you why. It's because Republicans are weak, and the only strong voice in the party seems to be DeSantis and Trump. And so if you want to be strong, if you don't necessarily agree with Trump or you want him to be a part of your ticket, you should be going on the offensive and speaking for yourself. Instead of allowing other people to dictate what you talk about, or when the corporate media says, you supported Trump, you're like, I'm not here to talk about Trump. I'm here to talk about what I'm going to do for my constituents. And you need to be stronger. But this is what happens when you have a weak party and that only a few strong voices seem loud. Because you're weak. And you rely on other people to actually make actions because you would rather just try to stop what the Democrats are doing. We're trying to stop it. We're putting up speed bumps. Ukraine doesn't get $60 billion. Ukraine gets $40 billion. This is a conservative approach. God. Chris Christie's a rhino. Yeah, whatever you want to call him. Chris Christie is, he's crap. And he knows he's crap. I don't get, like, why these shows like that claim to be Republican invite people like Chris Christie to come speak. Why? Because he's an old voice in the party. It's almost like they're just testing the waters to see if like people celebrate him or not. Like I don't get it. Why are we bringing on people like Karl Rove, Dick Cheney to speak on behalf of what Republicans need to do? Why? Because you won an election at one time in your life. The Republican Party has moved on. The Republican Party has become more populist than ever before. It's been more like America first kind of stuff due to a lot of Trump, and kind of pulled that direction. And people started to wake up and realize, oh crap, we need to be focused on ourselves for a minute because our country is in shambles. Why are we going to fix Ukraine right now when people are afraid to walk down the street in Baltimore, Chicago, New York, LA? There are entire streets that have been taken over. Don't talk about that crap, because that stuff needs to be fixed, and that's a problem. And we don't want to talk about that. There's been a lot of anti-Trump ads on YouTube, also part of past 2 days. Really? I haven't seen anything like that. How is this even still in how is he still even in the news? I have no idea. Because I feel like I do. Because the Republicans are weak, and they invite old faces to rile up the base, or they think they're political thought leaders. Because if they actually took more than 5 seconds of research, there are plenty of podcasts and other personalities and people in the political sphere that you could be rising up as new voices to create a new momentum, but yet they choose the same old crap because at least you know the crap. Still smells like crap, but I know what it tastes like and I know what it smells like, and that's more important to me. The party calls on old folks like they call on Hollywood to tell their propaganda. Yeah, because they know the dog, they know the actor, the dog, the whatever you want to say, will stay in line and not create ruffles or create new ripples within whatever base. They will be exactly who they want them to be. I just think it's so funny. Okay. And then we have freaking Paul Ryan going out and doing essentially the same thing in regards to Trump. Again, like I've always said on this show, I don't think Trump works everywhere in America. I think Trump works in certain parts of America. And that's why, as always, a candidate should know their base and not just tag along because the person has a prominent voice or people listen to them. You should just be standing on your own values in your own speech to get you by. Instead, we'll continue to get people like Dr. Oz in the Republican Party, who is trash, and we knew was going to be trash, and you ran against a guy that was suffering from a stroke, and you still lost. Because you didn't convince enough people to vote for you, and people just assumed you were Trump in disguise, even though you weren't at all. Like, it just makes no sense to me. Free base, I don't do free base anymore. If it walks like a duck and swims like a duck, it probably is a goose, you freaking goof. All right, here is Paul Ryan. Speaking of goose.
Former Speaker of the House and former vice presidential candidate Paul Ryan for his first Sunday show interview since leaving office.
And we're inviting him on because he thinks just like me.
Ryan is now out with a new book, American Renewal, a conservative plan to strengthen the social contract and save the country's finances. He also happens to...
Yeah, we're going to make sure the Democrats only spend 90% of what they asked for.
...be the last Republican to serve as Speaker of the House. We began by discussing the legacy of his successor, Nancy Pelosi.
Oh, God.
It's an impressive legacy. I mean, obviously, she and I usually disagree. That suburban voter, you think he's more popular since...
Okay, here we go.
We have a great stable of good, capable conservatives who are more than capable of winning this primary for presidency and winning the election. And I think Republican voters know that. So that's why I think our voters, ultimately, who really want to win, are gonna give us candidates who can win.
What will it mean to the Republican Party if he actually wins the nomination again?
We probably likely lose the White House. We just did in 20. So I think...
Do you agree with that? Do you think he's full of crap? I'm curious.
We probably lose the White House with Trump, and if there's someone not named Trump, my guess is we win the White House.
But if I'm saying if he wins the general election, if he becomes president again, I mean, the way Liz Cheney has put it, it's like an existential threat to the country.
I just don't think I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think he'll win.
He's just unelectable.
I think he's unelectable because that suburban voter, you think he's more popular since the 2020 election with the swing voter in America or less?
No evidence of that at all. Yeah. But he does seem to have a hold on a good chunk of the Republican Party. Whether or not it's a majority, we'll see.
That's right. But I think he's going to continue to lose altitude because we want to win. And we know with him, we lose. We have a string of losses to prove that point. And there are a lot of really good, capable conservatives who people, I think, like, that are more than capable of not only being good conservatives in office, but can win elections.
As you know, the fear that Republicans have had, and this goes back to 2015 when he first announced, the fear that they have is that Donald Trump loses the primary, but then marches across the street and declares he's an independent candidate.
Then he gives the left the country, and I think he would not want to be blamed for doing that.
So you think that he has the ability
Look, I don't talk to him, so I don't know what's going on in his mind. Look, here's how I was not an ever Trumper.
You worked with a speaker.
See, Willie, he said he was not a never Trumper. I believe him. No, Trump is the candidate for meow. It's like if Trump comes out and he goes back to what got him elected and not this like 2020 Trump that was just talking about a vaccine, if he just goes on to what got him elected, which is talking about how the system is rigged and it favors rich people, and he is going to bring about like American pride back, that kind of stuff, that'll be good. But I'm not sure what Trump we're gonna get, because if he goes in and all he talks about is like election stuff, like I get it, I agree, and all that kind of stuff. And we can go into that. I agree with some things, don't agree with everything. But if he just stays on, again, the message of how you're going to make my life better and why you're going to change my mind to vote, like how you're going to get rid of things like the FBI, the CIA, the IRS, like these kind of things. If you go in and talk about that crap, you'll get elected. But I just don't I don't know what we're going to get.
I governed with them, and I'm very proud of those days. I'm proud of the accomplishments of the tax reform, the deregulation of criminal justice reform. I'm really excited about the judges we got on the bench, not just the Supreme Court, but throughout the judiciary. But I am a never again Trumper. Why?
Wes, his announcement speech was boring, but that is what he needs to be boring and how the deep state is. Yes, Talk about the deep state and then corrupted. Yeah, and that speech was pretty boring. I know it's like offensive to some people, but like that's just reality. I yawned multiple times during that speech, and I don't do that for people that I enjoy listening to, unless they're boring. And it was low energy. It was way too long, and he just needs to be like precise and get some energy and speak truth to power.
Because I want to win, and we lose with Trump. It was really clear to us in 18, in 20, and now in 2022.
A few weeks before the election, you said that a single-digit majority in the House would be inoperational. In other words, as Speaker, you couldn't lead.
Well, he says, I'm open to somebody other than Trump, but they have not presented anybody decent. I mean, you got DeSantis, but I don't think DeSantis is going to run. I think it's like, it might be political suicide to run against Trump, is what I think. I don't think it's a good look, and I don't think that Trump is just he's a different ball when it comes to debates. So if you're not prepared for that, he will completely derail you and take over whatever plan you thought you had in your head, and that's what people aren't like ready for. Well, he can talk about special counsel. Are you talking about for the FBI?
Well, you couldn't run the place with just your party. You couldn't run the place with your votes.
Because now McCarthy's going to have maybe a 3 or 4
Yeah,
seat
you
majority.
always have leakage. No matter what bill you're going to bring to the floor, it is almost impossible with that tight of majority to have just only your party passing legislation. When I was Speaker, we had better majorities, bigger majorities. We could pass bills on our own. But if you
DeSantis said several times before his election he would stay as governor, I believe. I thought he didn't answer that question or kind of like deflected on that question, Willie. Are you sure he said that? I thought he like when he was asked if he's going to run for president, he was like, I'm not here to talk about that. I'm here to run for governor. And then I'm pretty sure I saw those clips.
If you have such a narrow majority, it's going to be really hard. Having said that, there's nothing as unifying as a really razor-thin majority. That is a unifying thing in and of itself. I've been in the House where we've...
Yeah, Trump could talk about the special counsel.
Had pretty tight majorities. Not,
but you should talk about that agency as a whole.
This tight.
I mean, it wasn't this tight.
Tight.
You had double digits.
All right, so we have Paul Ryan also jumping on the bandwagon of like, don't do it. It's stupid. Don't be a part of that. And I just think... I don't understand why Republicans are like so dumb that they just walk right into the traps. Like you're creating the narrative for them and you're doing the homework for them. I just don't get it. The only reason the Republicans lost is a systematic. The reason I think Republicans lost is they put up weak candidates. Mitch McConnell backed financially the wrong candidates. And mail-in ballots. And the laws on which you can do things with mail-in ballots. They're different in every state. So, if you focus only on the election, you're going to continue to get the same results. But I would rather focus on getting better people in power and therefore changing the laws in which how elections are done. And until that happens, you're just going to have the same shit just another day, unfortunately. All right, now I'm going to end this show with World Weekly News. All right, I freaking love World Weekly News, and I just did. You guys remember I did the World Weekly News of Elvis? I've had so many comments on my Elvis video about how I'm insane for thinking he's alive. Like people are like, actually, I know somebody. Do yourself a favor after this show and and just go to my Elvis video and look at the comments. It's literally one of the funniest things in the whole world. But hold on, let me change because it's important to get changed. Look at this photograph. Every time I do it makes me laugh. The candidates do not matter. Look at Fetterman. Oswald's not good, man. Fetterman's really bad, but you're not going to change an independent mind for Oz. They just won't vote. They need to present good candidates. I mean, you're not going to change the Democratic base who is like vote blue until I poo forever, but okay. 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 All right, here we go. All right. I thought the last Elvis was so funny that I got another one pulled up because it's important to talk about the king. All right, everyone, gather around. Elvis' tomb is apparently empty. See, I've had all these people talk to me and say that Elvis is dead from my last video, and you're wrong. He's alive. I'm telling you. Here's another example of Elvis's tomb being completely empty, and here's the picture to prove it. Elvis' tomb is empty, in New York, okay? Here we go. In honor for today's auction of Elvis memorabilia, we present you the classic Weekly World News, who I love and support with all my heart, mind, and soul. Expose that we still stand by the king's tomb is empty. The king. That's the word from our famed doctor, aka an expert. Hello, expert opinion alert. Dr. Andy Reese, who conducted a psychiatric investigation of Presley's alleged burial site and concluded that the body is missing. Where's the body then? All you people that think Joe Biden, Elvis Presley is dead, where's the body then? Show us the body. Elvis body is missing. Elvis isn't in Graceland, he said. He's not even in Memphis, said Dr. Reese of Los Angeles. People were led to believe that he buried them there, that he was buried there, and then he wrote, and it was a ruse. A ruse. This is like written on the internets. I'm telling you, it's real. Massa West says, yeah, we've seen a picture of him in a wheelchair. Exactly. He is alive and well. That it was a ruse designed to keep them in the dark. Exactly. We've seen the footage of him in the wheelchair. It's more than a gut feeling, he says. I physically sense the truth of this. So deep down within his gut, he feels the sense. The king is much closer to his birthplace in Tupelo, Mississippi. There's no doubt about it. No doubts coming from this man. And I believe him. Dr. Reese, a blockbuster revelation is sure to send shockwaves around the world as fans come to grip with the fact that Presley's 1977 burial might have been a hoax. It opens up 5 intriguing possibilities. Oh my God, I freaking love possibilities. Okay, possibility number 1. Elvis faked his death and is still alive. Arthur Gale Giorgio theorized as much as in her 1988 book. She wrote a book about this. The most incredible Elvis Presley story ever. She argued that the singer faked his death because superstardom had made his life a living hell. Thousands of people claim to have seen the king in the weeks and months followed, but their accounts and a few blurry photos of Elvis were never authenticated, and they probably aren't even living anymore. They probably took those people down. Possibility number 2. Elvis is buried in a hidden unmarked grave in Tupelo. During his psychiatric investigation of Presley's tomb, Dr. Reese sensed that the king was in or near Tupelo. Or Tupelo? Can't wait for the new album drop. Exactly. I hope he makes a new album. Yes, exactly. His new album's going to be called From the Wheelchair I Rise Again. It stands to reason that he could be buried there because Tupelo is his birthplace. Possibility number 3. Elvis was resurrected from the dead and taken directly to heaven. And though it may sound far-fetched, no, absolutely not. That sounds legit to me, and it better sound legit to you. And if it doesn't, you're not following the science. There's compelling evidence to support this theory, since the king died or disappeared in 1977, and we're all going with disappearance, okay? This is real. Thousands of fans claim that they have been healed after they mentioned his name in prayers. So next time in your prayers, don't pray to Jesus, pray to Elvis, according to this article, and you will be healed. Meditated over his picture or came face to face with his spirit. And I, for one, have seen Elvis in his spirit. He tried to touch me. I'm serious. He touched me in his wheelchair, and it was exactly what I wanted it to be and more. Possibility number 4. Elvis faked his death and traveled incognito for 12 years before he perished in a plane crash in Bolivia on January 2nd. You're in Bolivia. You hanging out with Hitler? Is that what's going on? On January 2nd, 1989, long friend, and confidant James Kakan told the story last winter. But exhaustive efforts by Weekly World News, who I trust with all my heart, soul, and mind, and with my body, soul, and passion, and other media failed to uncover any hard evidence beyond Kakan's word to support the story. Possibility number 5. The king's remains were stolen. I mean, there's his tomb right there. And there's a fake face of him. I don't know what to believe. I don't know what to believe anymore. Is Elvis alive or dead? I think he's alive. This is 2 articles in the last week and a half that have come out and saying he's alive. And I believe it. I swear on my life. I believe it. And I want you to believe it. And this Thanksgiving, when you're around your table with your family, tell your family that Elvis is still alive. And as their jaws drop in amazement and call you things like a conspiracy theorist or anti-science or an election denier, tell them up yours, because the king is back and the king is ready for his next album dropping. Hunka Hunka Burning Miracles. Is he alive or dead? Is he in heaven or does he have the remains on her? They're going to grind his bones and snort them like a Chinese oh my God. You know what, Queen Bird in my chat? How dare you? There are healing powers with Elvis's bones. Everyone knows that. You have the power to take music from another culture and make it popular. How dare you whitewash that? How dare you? But this Thanksgiving, tell your relatives who are all these experts in the room. Tell them about Elvis and how real he is. He is a God. Exactly. He's the God in all our hearts and minds and souls. And today, if you need healing in your heart, if you need healing in your soul, if you need healing in your body, if you just pray to Elvis, good things will happen. Amen. Thank you for Elvis and everything you done for me. Without Elvis, I can't even go pee-pee. God, I can't take it. I feel like I look ridiculous. I feel like this needs to be a character where I go to political parties and see this. I saw this video being passed around today, and I feel like I need to share it as like a good palate cleanser, as they say, because palate cleansers are important. This happened today at Bath and Body Works. And remember, for your Black Friday shopping, to be scared out of your mind wherever you go, because people are off their rockers and they're all white supremacist colonialists that they hate their U.S. government and Bed Bath & Beyond.
Trash. She's
She needs some milk. She needs some milk. So make sure you get those deals, and that 50% off coupon that you're going to use isn't worth it this holiday shopping season. This is Bed Bath & Beyond. This is the Beyond part of Bed Bath & Beyond. Without beds, there's no beyond. You can get into fights at Bed Bath & Beyond. Together, forever we can share. God, people are nuts, man. Oh, God. Share that with your friends and family. Tell them about the Derek O'Shea Show. Hold on, let me change back. Me. Jeebus, her skin must have been really dry to throw down like that. Exactly. Hey, when you got dry skin, you got dry skin. You know what I mean? Because when you got dry skin, you know, bad things happen. It's in the book of Elvis. Everyone knows that. Mad Max and Thunderdome and the Candle World. Exactly. Exactly. Okay. Okay. Where did... Oh, whatever. I might, you know what? I don't remember where'd it go. I don't know. I had like a great quote. Now it's gone. We live in a crazy world. All right, this is my final thoughts for the show. I really appreciate every single one of you guys for joining me. Sorry I got off to a slow start and all that kind of stuff. It's Thanksgiving week and things are happening. But my final thought is this, kind of like, I mean, a lot of you guys know what I do for a living, so, and I'm starting to see like a theme right now with a lot of people in the world today. And there is like, a big base of people that struggle with like accepting who they are and accepting their personality and accepting what they like and accepting like what they look like in the mirror, their past in which they were brought up, and just who they are today. And I think it happens a lot with social media. There's like this presence or like this idea that everything in the world is perfect for everyone but me. And that's not true. And it's not true for me either. Because like I struggle with a lot. I mean, sometimes I come into these shows and I come into what goes on in the world, and I struggle to make sense of it. I struggle to laugh about it, and I struggle to like accept what's going on. And I think we just need to be a culture, and I hope my community and you guys in the chat just continue to work on just like accepting who you are and being okay with who you are, because there are so many things with social media that seem like unattainable and not realistic for average everyday human beings, because they're just too much. It's like you read all these books, you're trying to be David Goggins going out for 10-mile runs, and or you're trying to like, there's just so many things you could possibly do. And it creates like crazy anxiety in your life of like constantly trying to be all these things all the time and know all the information, and it's not possible. So be okay with who you are this Thanksgiving as you visit like family, you visit friends and stuff like that. There's always like a desire to put on a front that everything in your life is perfect, but I think it's more important to be yourself and be honest and all that kind of stuff. And I want you guys to know that I appreciate every single one of you guys, and I really do, that you take time out of your day to hang out with me, because there are a lot of good podcasts out there, and I hope I put on a good show for you guys. Today was a crazy day at my work, and just the running theme for people that I work with was just like anxiety about the future, anxiety about who they are today, anxiety about what goes on in their life, and just learn to accept what's going on in your life. Learn to be okay with where you are in life. Maybe you aren't as rich as you thought you were going to be. Maybe you aren't as good looking as you hope you are, or as in shape as you wish you were, or as funny as you want to be, or as I don't know, but just be okay with yourself. And I know that sounds like corny, but there's like a weird contingent online of like weird podcasts of dudes of like telling you that kind of mentality is bullshit, and I don't think it is. I think they're bullshit, and I think they're full of crap. So my encouragement to you is be good to yourself. Be okay with who you are. Pat yourself on the back every once in a while, because you deserve it. This world is freaking nuts, and you don't need another anxiety, like another thing to do all the time. So I just want you to know that you're awesome and can keep being yourself, because we live in a crazy world. People are like trying to blame what happened in Colorado Springs with like a podcast like this. I mean, it's stupid. And so I just want to say that with all my heart, soul, and mind. And I always want to leave on a positive note. And I know it sounds corny, but I don't want to just be like, the world sucks, everything's going to hell, we can't do anything about it. Like I don't want to be like that. You can always work on yourself, and the best way to work on yourself is start out with the foundation of like accepting who you are, and your likes, your dislikes, your desires, and like, so start with that, and then start to work on yourself if you want to work on yourself. We all have limitations, but we are worth it. Love that. We all have limitations. So true. I'm not going to be Ben Shapiro or Steven Crowder, and so like, and you're not going to be whatever like person you wish you were. Like that kind of mentality is the kind of mentality that creates so much anxiety in our lives of like, I wish my life like looked like this, instead of just accepting and being thankful of what you have and who you are, and being thankful like, God created me like this, I'm going to be more like that. So I just want to say thank you so much to every single one of you guys for hanging out with me and enjoying my show. It means a lot to me that you do so. I hope you guys enjoy your day. I will have my stream up tomorrow, so come hang out with me tomorrow. Come party with me tomorrow. It's going to be a good time. It's going to be fun. And then we got some other streams for the later in the week, but my times will be all over the place. So thank you for sharing your corny thoughts. Hey, I appreciate that, Willie. That means a lot to me. Thank you so much for the super chat, man. That means so much to me. You have no idea, like, it's like not loading. Oh, there it is.
$2. Thank you for sharing your corny thoughts.
I was like, why isn't it loading? Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the super chat, Willie. It means a lot to me, brother. Have a great night. I'll see you guys tomorrow. It means look out for my, I'll put up when I go live a little bit earlier than I did today, but today was just nuts at work. Have a good night. I enjoy every single one of you guys. Love you guys. All right. I'll be dreaming a hot guy till later. I know, I'm trying to lock it down. It might be, we're trying to lock down on December 29th. So put that on your calendars. All right, have a good one, and catch you on the flip side. See you tomorrow, guys. Bye. Love you guys. Bye.